The world is gone, but its stories remain. Gather as many as you can. And for Pete's sake, watch out for sharks. I'll see you
Oh,
someplace
you're aware of
dry.
that, aren't you? Watch out for sharks.
I don't like your attitude.
I don't like your attitude.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Ouch. This whole video is just going to be you insulting me and not saying a
I think
single
it might
thing
be.
about music. Let's talk about why Orchestra exists. The raft is moving away. You should probably get on the raft.
Oh shit.
The raft
Oh, by
is
the way, you're not allowed to put my notes on screen. They have secret words.
the raft is being attacked.
I have like notes that say like don't bring this up. Like I'm not even joking. They just say like don't mention this.
I see. I see.
Like,
We need
like my
a paddle.
my prior arrest. Like don't bring those up. You know.
It's okay. We won't bring up mine either if we won't bring up yours.
Okay, let's agree on that.
Let's agree on that.
Anyway, so why does Orchestra exist? I saw Starving Narcissist in Discord, and I was like, hey, this guy's kind of neat. And then it gave me a realization that nobody cares about my music at all. And none of my friends who make music, nobody cares about their music. I don't even listen to their music. So I realized, like, the number one problem with being, like, independent as a musician online is that you don't really have anyone who cares. So I realized that to define as someone who cares about your music, it's the same thing as saying permanent audience, you know? Because you can show your music to as much people as you want to, but like, if the only time they listen to music is when you show it to them, then they're not actually a fan base. That's what I realized, and so like, I thought, what if I just made musicians be each other's friends? So the whole point of why it exists is so that like, it's kind of like a give and receive thing. Like the more you engage with Orchestra, the more people engage with you, like completely. Like, what was it like for you with your music before you joined Orchestra? Like, what was that kind of experience like?
I mean, I was really trying to sort of do everything on my own, try and figure out marketing and trying to make my music sound good, and I had nothing to go off of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I had no real way of knowing whether anything was like good or not. What are you doing up there?
Yeah, that makes sense. So what like changed after that?
Well, I love finding groups of like-minded people, and I found a group of like-minded people. So I didn't want to do that.
But how has it like changed how you do your music? Like, I've never had the experience of joining Orchestra, obviously, so I don't really know how that like changed how you function. Because you said like, you had no like basis for how to understand what you're doing is good or marketing or anything like that. So like, how did that change for you when you joined?
Well, talking with everybody and listening to all their music gave me a lot of like sort of ideas and stuff. And not just that, it's like people told me and showed me how to do certain things. And it helped me a lot to just realize that like there will be people out there that will care about my music, and like this community is a community that I can grow in if I put the effort in.
Do you ever get like actual criticism? I don't really know too much about that because I never ask people about their opinions about what I do, but like I know you do a lot of that. What kind of like criticism do you receive, and what do you do with that?
I get a lot of stuff about the way that I mix stuff like my vocals and how the guitar sounds a lot, which makes sense considering I record everything off of my phone. But like it's good to hear people's different ideas for me on what I could try and do differently.
I remember we had that conversation. I don't even know if you want to put this in the video, but it was like the Charlie Kirk thing where you like wrote like a little song about it. I thought that was kind of a really cool conversation where everyone was like just genuine, like giving out like what they think is like appropriate. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I think there's no such thing as appropriate for music, to be honest.
I think that it's important to have conversations like that. Yeah. And I do love that everybody actually engages and it didn't just become a shit show. Because
I think that's definitely, there's some like level of understanding in orchestra that I've never seen with anything else ever, and it's genuinely one of the most beautiful things ever. So yeah, that's kind of why orchestra exists. Is just like building like a kind of give and receive kind of community for like building a permanent fan base, even if the fan base is literally the exact same as all of your friends. Because I think no matter what kind of musician you are, the kind of where you start off is like your family and friends that you force to be interested. I think it's kind of like the same level. It's also kind of reminds me of a scene, like an underground scene, in a way.
Is that
but
a
completely
Rivera Bailey
online.
reference?
The greatest album of all time.
Greatest
And
album of all time.
like, do you know what I mean? Like, it feels like an underground scene, like a
Yeah.
city's punk scene or whatever. Like it, everyone knows each other, and obviously there's things to learn about each other that like some people know. Like, oh hey, you probably haven't even listened to this guy's album. Like I haven't listened to Paper Kingdom yet, but like Kathy always talks about it and all that. Like it's definitely like a scene of uh it's just a music scene, and I think having it entirely encapsulated into that tiny little bit is really cool because it makes it more
Personal.
it just feels really organized, you know?
Yeah, it's organized and it's personal at the same time, and I absolutely love that.
Yeah,
Because I've
that's
I've
really
never
good.
been a part of more of a close knit community. I think, especially one that
Like,
has like such a prominent base of people. Like there's 100 people in orchestra. Granted, they're not all
that's crazy to
active,
think about.
but they exist. They're
We
there.
got we got a we got a water thing
Oh fuck
purifier.
that. Fuck yeah, bro.
But yeah,
I'm gonna build around
what the
this.
fuck, dude? This water is kind of reminding me of Wind Waker, greatest Zelda game of all time, by the way. Greatest Nintendo game of all time.
I don't play a
Wind
lot of
Waker.
Nintendo games, but I
Me
will
either.
trust you on this one.
I grew up on Nintendo,
That's
but
fair.
I haven't played a Nintendo game since I was like 12. But
I grew up on Xbox
like
360.
I played more niche Nintendo games than the average person.
I see.
One of my favorite games growing up was Sonic and Mario Winter Olympics.
Oh yeah.
I
no
think that
fucking clue
game
what
goes for
game
like
is,
$2,000 these days,
Damn.
and I just have it.
We're sitting actually on a gold mine, and you're just
It's
doing
the
nothing
greatest
with it.
game of all time. I'm not selling it, dude. My original vibe was supposed to be like a university kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted it, like if it got big enough, I would want it to like split into like, okay, this is like if you're sticking with like rock groups or shit like that, then you'll be connected with like the rock newsletter or some shit. Like that was like kind of the original idea of I wanted to be more educational. That you can see that in a lot of the older channels. Like there's like their resources channel that is rotting, that is just covered in cobwebs, that I do want to remaster at some point. I've been working with Kathy off and on with making a better resources page, like a full, complete, comprehensive resources page. Because
Yeah.
I think another like underrated feature or aspect of orchestra is like learning. The main purpose of like getting that permanent audience wasn't there originally. It just kind of came to like it was like like a unintended intention. Like that was definitely the reason why I made it. But my like I was saying like my intention is to make it educational, but kind of deep down I just knew it was more about building an audience. Um, Admittedly, like I added a Starving Narcissist first. The server wasn't even made yet. I texted Starving Narcissist. I said, "Hey, do you want to like make him like a music server?" I pitched him the whole idea of orchestra. Like I gave him like this big speech about what I wanted it to be, because I didn't really know him. I spoke to him once before that,
Oh, yeah.
literally once. I spoke to him before that, and I just really liked his music. So I felt like maybe people would like him. So I kind of used him as bait. I just pretended like he was the big boss, so that way people would join, because I never talked in like Los Campesinos Discord. I never talked in there, so nobody knew who I was.
He was your business front.
Yeah, genuinely, like this is completely honest. Like I just straight up pretended he was the guy who made the server.
You know. I
Just so
plan to
that way
have
people
I
would
plan
join.
to have Nova on this on the raft at some point. I hope you know this.
That'd be really good. Dude, I'm so fucking hungry.
Dude, absolutely. Like in real life or the game?
The game, dude.
In the game?
Everything is blinking red. My vision is going blurry. Like, I'm fucking dying right now.
I've just drank salt water.
You're a fucking moron.
I know. The food is almost ready.
Dude, I'm gonna be so honest, dude. My vision is going like chromatic. Like, I'm dying right now.
Yeah, I am also dying of fucking thirst.
Let me
currently.
get water for next. I need water next. We're gonna take turns.
Yeah, okay, I like that idea. I'm gonna go back to getting... Oh my god, wait, there's a raft coming up. We'll get stuff off this raft.
What is my next note? What the goal is? Oh yeah, I was talking about what you said, like the future, and I was talking. Okay, so that's how it started, and then people started joining, and then everything kind of fleshed out. You see, the thing with like making it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I saw it.
The thing with making like anything ever is that you don't actually know what's gonna be. Like that's just a fact of life. You can say whatever you want about anything, but whatever you plan
it just ate the
fucking
fucking... Sorry,
it's not gonna end up being what you originally intended it to be, no matter what. Like, you'll never ever get that experience. Where the fuck did the grill go?
The shark ate it. I tried to point it out, but it had already killed it by that time.
Fucking rat bastard.
You should make a spear so that you can stab the shark. I am dying of hunger. This is not good. This food needs to be...
I just realized that I didn't need to drink. I needed food. I thought I got the symbols mixed up. I don't know why. But one of the main goals is a website. I want to build a really big website that's kind of just moves everything that happens in an orchestra onto the website. Like, I'm talking... Do you know the old Smosh website?
Yes. I do know.
Do you know how it had like a... Let me refresh myself on it, actually. Yeah, like there's newest users site, whatever. Like community, there's forums, feedback, and then there's like a main section in the middle. I feel like in the section in the middle would be like posts about like new music or whatever, and comments and shit. And then there would be like a tab for like the messaging part, which would just be the server copied onto the website. I would love like personal blogs, shit like that. Move the wiki on there, like everything, just move it onto the site. That is definitely the biggest goal right now.
Oh yeah.
I would like to get that done like within the next 2 years. And then there's also the label part. I wanted to get like actual affiliated label, so that way I can like actually get people up. And I feel like I would try to stick to the non-profit part. Like, I would not take like a cut. I would just straight up run on donations. But that's kind of like, I don't think that's actually gonna end up working. I think, to be honest, I ain't researched labels that much. I think the kind of gist of it is, you know, taking a cut, getting them signed, doing all the shit for them, getting them like proper resources to make whatever they want with like a per album deal, cuts and shit. I guess that's basically it, you know, for labels, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like I'd do it a little differently. I would do it more of like a foundation kind of way. That's what I've kind of referred to it, like professionally. I've referred to it as a foundation because you have the fund that is just entirely donations, which I think like over half of them are just you, and then getting like the contracts. Like, I signed Amygdala to be on streaming. Kathy has not paid a single cent for streaming, except like it all came from just the donations to the group, which is pretty fucking cool, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah, that.
But I think we have another one really soon. I think within the next 24 hours, I will announce the second contract signing, because we have a new contract signing. Ooh. That's what I'll say. We have a new contract within the next 24 hours. By the time this comes up, I assume I'm pretty sure that will be more than 24 hours.
Oh yeah,
so
it's only gonna be a couple days.
You can put it on screen who it was. Let's just say they're Canadian. That's all I'll say.
Could be gay.
We have a little bit. We have a little bit of a priority with Canadians. That's a lie.
I see.
Well, I don't know about if that's a lie. I kind of got a bit of a bias, but
bit of a bias. A respectful little bias. I need some fucking
A
food.
respectful little bias.
I am
God
actually.
forbid a guy boost a little bit of Canadian media, okay?
I am actually.
Look, the conservatives are trying to cut down on public broadcast funding, okay?
Yeah.
I can boost Canadian.
I have seen that. I have seen that. Well, that's America anyway, but you know.
I'm gonna be so honest, dude. My vision is black and white. Like I'm dying right now.
What are you dying of? Hunger?
Hunger. Oh, there I go.
Yep, there you go. You're incapacitated. I will. Yeah, you've just died.
Oh, you could have revived me.
I could have revived you. Yeah, I could have made it.
I just pressed surrender. What do you mean lose half my inventory? I lost everything. I have nothing.
Is it in your inventory?
I have nothing. I have the cup. the button said this. The button said respawn and regain half your inventory, and I got my cup.
I am perishing. I'm gonna drop all of my stuff that you can use.
I just need a hook.
I
need a hook. All I need is a hook.
You can have my hook then, and you can have this. And you can have this.
Okay, then I don't need any of your shit then.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna
take your shit back. Oh, he's dead.
You can make a bed. I don't remember how, but you can make a bed. Are you T-posing on me right now? Are you teabagging me right now?
No, I wasn't. I was looking.
Evil, dude. That's evil.
All right, well, what I don't know the bed for.
You can put me on the bed, and it saves me.
I didn't mean to pick you up. Ooh, that's weird. Don't be like that. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about.
Turning Orchestra into something bigger than it currently is, and you'd like it to be a not-for-profit publisher.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it. That's the only way to put it. Yeah, that's basically it. So we got the website, which I would also want to be like kind of like a social media. Do you know the Ultimate Guitar app?
Yeah.
Do you know like the scrolling shots thing? Where it like shows like random covers and you can just keep scrolling.
Yes.
And it's like random artists you follow. Yeah, like I feel like something like that would be neat. I feel like a social media contrived entirely of like music hobbies, which I would make the website into that kind of vibe. I think that would be the move. And I think that would be an appropriate place to have that, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of the idea. I would like to just branch out, really. Tablature, that would be neat. I wouldn't go as far as to make it like global tablature. I would probably just make like a DIY tablature. Like you upload your own songs and there's like tools to help you tab out your songs and document how to write your songs. Because I think archiving shit is really important.
Honestly,
like,
the preservation of media is one of the biggest things.
Yeah, like, preservation of
media.
Like that's one of my biggest philosophies is preservation of media. Like I think everything should be kept. I think everything should be kept in some way. Like even in real life, like I think everything should have some proof that it existed, and some way to prove that it existed. You know, proof that it existed and a way to prove that it existed.
Yeah,
two different things. Two different things.
Yeah, both equally is important.
You know what I mean, though? Like they're the
Absolutely.
same words, but they have two different meanings. Oh, there's a big crate over there.
How's that bed going, bro? I'm going black and white over here.
Oh, bed. Fine.
Also, he's attacking the boat.
Get the fuck off of me!
Use the spear that I dropped.
Fuck off the boat, you little bitch. Okay. Anyway.
Did he break anything or just the board?
Oh no, he got the piece.
Okay.
Oh, palm leaf. What was it talking
about? Get in the bed.
Good job. You did it. Even though I did it all for you. You lazy son of a bitch.
Oh, okay. Well.
Let's take a quick break. What's your favorite niche?
My favorite niche? Starving narcissist.
It's pretty good.
Have you got?
But I feel like I probably know more starving narcissists. I feel like Cam knows more starving narcissists than you.
Probably.
Do you know about the Nova Noir covers?
I know that he wants to do a instrumental side project, and I thought that was what Nova Noir was.
I actually didn't know that. Speaking of things no one knows about, I've been writing something for like 2 years now, and I think I'm gonna end up writing it for at least 6 more years before I do it. It's an album, and this is a little bit of a heavy topic, so I would like to give a warning, like indigenous trauma and shit like that.
Yeah.
Um, this album that I've been writing for a really long time, and I'm gonna keep writing for way, way longer. It's kind of like a story of this girl, and it's this recounting of like a residential school experience. And if you're not really aware of that, or anyone watching isn't aware of that, basically just concentration camps that Canada set up for children, for Native children, and it was really fucked up. It's basically it, but there's a lot more to it. But yeah, this album, I think there's another album that's kind of like that, where it was like based on this girl like escaping and then her way home, but she never actually made it home, and it was based on like a real girl. My plan is to take a bunch of stories from like a lot of different survivors, and then I would combine them into this one character. There's this story of the Edmonton what is it, residential school, that there was the only riot to ever happen at a residential school in history. It was the only riot to ever happen, and one of the girls was cooking, because that was one of the jobs they had to do, was just cook all the food. And she realized that the teachers were being fed a lot more than the children being fed. So what she did is she took all of the spork, which is the thing they fed the kids. It's called spork. It's basically just spam but pork, and she just threw it all outside, and then all the kids thought that was so badass, so they started like assaulting all the teachers, locking them in rooms, and then they basically had all the teachers rounded up and locked away for a good couple hours, and they ran the school and they ate steaks and everything.
Hey,
That would
damn.
be like one of the songs that I would have be on the album. Like, if you get like, do you get the idea of just off that? Like,
Yeah,
I would want
yeah.
like a bunch, like I would say like 20 songs would probably be on this album, and I would have like a lot of help. Like, I'm thinking I would have like indigenous music groups, like what is it called, drummers and dancers and singers and all of that. I think that's kind of the idea. I,
Yeah.
I guess I would market it as like To Pimp a Butterfly for Native people. That's the kind of vibe, if you're getting it.
Yeah. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I get that.
And
I'm
then maybe
catching
like
that idea.
after I release it, I could like make a movie out of it, like a musical. That'd be sick.
For real. I was gonna say, this sounds like it could be a really good musical. It's like the next
Yeah.
Hamilton or some shit. I don't know.
That actually, I never really thought about it like that. Maybe that's a good idea. But
I mean,
yeah,
look,
that's
dream big or go home, you know?
yeah. I don't know. I just want to make something worth other people's time. You know, like I make a lot of shit worth my time, but I want to make something that's worth like. other people's time. I feel
It
that-
just took the fucking bed, by the way. We better not die. God damn. Gonna remake the bed.
Anyway,
Yeah, to remake the bed.
yeah, I feel like a lot of things. One of the things I've noticed, you know, being an indigenous person, is that there's not a lot of art for us that gets like traction. Like I think like disproportionately, a lot of Native people are artists. Like an insane amount of Native people are artists, but you never see Native art being championed around in mainstream or anything. Like everything, it's such an unbelievably artistic community, and yet
It's
you
so
never hear
marginalized.
the art.
It's such a marginalized
Yeah,
community
exactly.
as well. It's the same thing
And
with
it's
the
also just
indigenous
a-
art here in Australia too. It's horrible because the government does do sort of what they can to promote it, but people are just so like ignorant to it all. And there's a bunch
There
of
we go.
stories being told about, you know, the stolen generation and all of the things that happened to the indigenous community after our confederation. Even up,
Yeah.
like going as far back as when the British first landed here. You can see it's just a lot of the stories that they have to tell. They do exist. They are out there, but they've been like stifled a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely interesting to see how it all kind of happens. watching it from a
no,
creative perspective as well, which is just something else
exactly.
entirely.
That's a big thing. I feel like that's like my big I keep calling it my magnum opus because I don't actually have a title for it. I don't have a title for it at all yet.
Well,
So I just call it magnum opus.
I mean,
because
that's
kind of what I want it to be.
is, though. It's the biggest thing you'll ever do. Like,
Yeah,
for me,
that's the plan.
for me, my magnum opus is telling the full story of the last 2 years of my life, which is the whole thing with my relationship and everything that happened with that. And the big thing is making that sort of like connection through plots over the next couple albums I write, I release, because I've already written most of both.
Yeah.
It's about telling that story. I think I just absolutely agree that telling stories is the most important thing.
My next thing I have is what we've done in orchestra. Like what have we done? Because we can talk all the shit we want to do or why we did it or like we can talk about all the shit we like want to do and we're going to do, but what have we done? What would you say? What would you say?
I think
you're a late joiner. You remember that, right? You're a late joiner.
Yeah, I remember March when I joined and I was without purpose, and then
you missed the first year of orchestra.
I did.
That's it.
I did.
What have you been a part of for exactly?
Yeah, I was part of the 1-year anniversary, which was really good because I got to play closing credits for people, and I didn't think that I would ever have the chance to like showcase it to anybody who gave a shit. And then a bunch of people, like a couple of people in the server, were talking about it. And I remember you made the comment that I did it in my work uniform, and I was like, yeah, I just had to get it out. I couldn't wait. Like, I got home and I recorded that straight away when that happened.
That's awesome.
I was so excited to be a part of the community, and it just...
Yeah, for sure.
It got me striving to get that shit done.
To be honest, I didn't even know you joined. I never saw you join. So when I was working and editing, I was like,
who the fuck is this guy?
Like, genuinely, I said, who the fuck is this guy? I think I went to like the mod chat and I said, who is this? Like, I genuinely didn't know because I didn't know you joined the server.
Yeah, because I joined Australian time and that's like midnight for you, and I was like, it was like.
And there was a lot of other things that were happening when you joined.
Oh yeah, because the whole yeah.
Anyway, so let's move on.
Let's move on from that.
Yeah, I have a couple things. I have an Orchestrathon, baby. Dude,
Orchestrathon, yeah.
that was huge. That was
massive. That was absolutely massive. That was fucking great.
Orchestrathon is probably the coolest thing so far we've done. Like, I'm so excited for next year. I got way more better ideas. There were so many flaws, but there was less flaws than I expected. Like, usually when you do something big for the first time, you have to change it so many times while it's happening. I didn't do that. Everything that was wrong with it, I just let it happen, you know? Like, there were definitely flaws. I feel like the point system was really good for a few days, and then we realized it was kind of fucked. So that's going to change, of course, but I didn't change it while we were going. I just let it ride out, see what happens. And then to make up for it, I did Final Frenzy, which was just the most like incoherent slop fest of all time. It was so
but it was so funny.
It was so funny. Dude, I loved a Final Frenzy. That was nuts, dude.
Did I put the... I don't think I put the dumb song in, which was just me doing this random progression that I made up, and I was going dum dum da 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 dum da. I think I did actually put that in.
I think Josh. I was rooting for Josh the whole time.
Yeah.
Dude, they were hating on me so hard for not including that one song, the fucking Little Chef song.
Little Chef Redux.
In my defense, it was 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real, it was 40 seconds.
And that was against the rules. You were just playing by the rules.
Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna do better.
Where the fuck did you're on the boot? Okay.
There was a stingray and I was trying to kill him to get food.
I don't think that is the good idea. I don't know. I haven't encountered the stingrays yet. You know what? I love the idea of compilations. I really want to get on a compilation.
You're not?
The only compilation-esque theme I'm on, I think, is the anniversary. Yeah, I haven't been, I think, around at the right time to get onto any of these compilations.
I guess so. Because I guess you would have been on the acoustic one, but I don't think you were around when that came out, were you?
No. I found friggin' acoustics through Cash, I think. Like a long time before I found Orchestra, and I just didn't bother to look into it. I only found Orchestra when I stalked K-Day-Woo. I mean, looked at K-Day-Woo's Twitter.
Wait,
I
what do you
didn't
mean you
stalk
found it? Like, how did you find it?
I found it through K-Day-Woo on Twitter.
I have a fish. I don't know
Just
what to
think
do
about
with
it. Put it on the thing.
it does not fit.
It does not fit. We need a big stove.
Does not
You're just gonna have to hold that for a little while, buddy.
I think I'm gonna drop him.
I'll just.
Okay, he's good. He's good there. Friggin' Acoustics is my favorite orchestra compilation for sure.
Like, honestly, if I had the choice, I would have loved to have put This Is What I Deserve on Let the Sun Sleep In Tonight.
Yeah. No, for the compilations, they're handpicked by me. Like, nobody submits songs. However, some people have said, I don't want to put that one on there. Can you do this one instead? Like, that's happened.
Yeah.
That's fine. But, yeah. Like, I literally just make a playlist one night off of vibes. And then the next day, I'm like, hey, can I have your song download? And they're like, yeah.
I see.
That's just how it works. Like, I just make playlists, and then I asked everyone on them to send me the files.
I dead set thought that it was like a secret sign up thing where you would message people that you were making another compilation and you were thinking of putting their song on it and whatever.
See, the thing with Orchestra, it's kind of a lot about me. Like, I'm gonna be fully honest with you. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I kind of just base it off whatever I like in full honesty, and I think it works fine like that, to be honest.
Yeah. Honestly, look,
because I feel like everyone kind of just likes the same thing.
There's nothing wrong with being motivated by yourself, especially
I'm
if
just a fan.
It's your honestly, yeah.
Yeah, like, at the end of the day, I'm just a fan.
There's nothing better than being a fan, to be honest, because it's just like the support that you can give for like anything is just fucking amazing.
And like I said earlier, like the entirety of Orchestra is just give and receive.
I think that's the best bit about it. That's what sort of drew me to it when I got in here. I was like, wow, this is a really diverse community full of people just giving to each other.
Yeah. Like, literally all the compilations are just me making a playlist one night, and then the next day I just go, hey guys, I made a playlist.
I'm fan moding right now.
Files. That's literally it, man. That's all, like, straight up.
That's fair.
I think the more I do something in Orchestra, the more I take it serious.
Yeah. I mean, that's the same thing with everything, really. Do you take anything super seriously at the start of something? No, but when it kicks off, you go, oh, okay, this needs a bit more attention.
Originally we did have compilations like as a plan since like day one, but the whole thing we were doing was like submit your shit. So we had Nothing But the Best Volume 1, and you'll notice it's dog shit. There's like 5 songs on there. Also has the only Winter City Garden song to ever exist on there. That's a fun fact.
Really?
And I feel fine saying that because I know for certain that that's not going to change ever. I think I'm gonna have to move this net if you're gonna build around it.
Oh no, it can say that. It'll catch the stuff that goes. I'm fucking starving again.
Bro, I think he narcissist.
I think I might be a narcissist. Oh wait, these plants aren't going because they need fresh water,
shit.
and I haven't put any fresh water on them. Fuck.
I just watched this net collect 3 things at the same time. That was so sick. Weirdly enough, you would think that the songs that like don't survive long before becoming like archaic media would be like the voice memo songs like You or Starving Narcissus, but it's actually the rock songs that like become lost media. Half of Hopeless Enough, which is just like rock hits, half of those songs aren't on streaming anymore.
Literally.
Like Savages. Or like literally either the Holdern songs, any of the Helios songs.
Shit breaks my
Helios
heart.
doesn't even exist anymore.
Shit breaks my heart, absolutely.
Straight up.
Like, I can't believe that for $14.99 on fucking CD Baby, you can put an album up and then it's just up forever and there's no more things, and no one is taking advantage of that. to keep songs on these.
Yeah.
Like they're using DistroKid and you've got to do like monthly fucking subscription. I'm like, that's so stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it is your music, and I'm not gonna say like, well, I mean not literally yours, but like you know what I mean. It is,
I think
like,
DistroKid just
music.
works amazingly. At some point, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and make some changes. But I do think DistroKid is amazing if you just suck it up. You know, I think DistroKid is probably one of the best distributors out there. I will say that.
CD
A
Baby
lot
does
of
have its flaws. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but
Yeah. Let's not even get on Route Note though. Let's not even talk about that.
Root Note, disgusting.
That shit
evil
is
Root Note.
actually evil, dude. Dude,
Yeah,
that thing
poor
haunts
fucking-
the server like a goddamn villain. Dude.
Poor fucking
You know that-
Avery, bro.
Do you know
poor
the
Avery.
you ever play Stardew Valley?
Yes.
You know the the mini mart?
Minimart. Yeah.
Like the shopping center that just pops up?
Yes.
That's Route Note, bro.
That's evil. That is
Like, straight up,
actually
it's
evil.
just an evil being that's here for no reason. It's so funny. Every day, every single day, someone's complaining about Route Note. It's so funny. To me.
It's recently been Avery, and I'm like, dude, switch distributors. Why aren't you switching distributors?
It's so funny.
But he's like writing it out, and I get writing it out.
I just need to change my banks, dude. You've been changing your banks for a year now. Let's hurry up.
Let's hurry this
I'm
shit up,
crying,
Avery.
bro.
Come on, what's going on?
Everyone in this server has that one thing that they're saying they're about to do, and then they never do.
Yeah.
Avery's is changing their banks.
Also releasing
Mine
Will
is,
Theory 2. Yours
Nah,
is finishing your next fucking album.
I just really want the album to come out because I'm on it.
Honestly, same. I mean,
Have you heard my verse?
No, I have not heard your verse.
You want to hear it?
I want to save it for the album. I want to do a Shark.
It's genuinely the best verse I've ever written. Like you're so fucking bad.
I am literally dying
What do you
right
even
now.
do? What do you even do?
Die. I'm dying currently.
You do nothing for this boat. I have no water. Oh my fucking god, we have no water. Why don't you fill it up after you get water, you dumbass?
I do that. See, it's full. I just got water. I've been starving and perishing this entire time. I hope that none of the other starts are as horrible as this one is. This is fucking hilarious. But this is gonna be
terrible.
the orchestra. This is gonna be the Orchestra Raft. So every single person that I have on this, which I plan to have Kade Wu and Nova on it currently. Those are the only other people that I've gotten on. But I'm planning to have them on. And it's going to be on the same raft. So every single time that we do a raft video, I'm going to be probably teaching somebody how to play raft.
That's pretty cool.
And then
So we're just
we'll be doing the
this is
same
day one of Orchestra Raft.
This is day
I
one
get
of
why you
Orchestra
called it
Raft,
that now.
yeah.
I thought it was stupid at first, but I get it now.
Yeah.
I get why you called it that now.
Because I want to get like Wilt Theory on this to talk about Hanakai. I would love that. Like above nothing else.
bro, we need fucking food. Get me in the bed, you bitch.
You gotta stop dying. I'm also dying. I'm currently dying of hunger. Once we get these melons growing, we'll be all good.
I like that we fill our stomachs by sleeping. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Generally speaking, I wake up hungrier when I go to sleep hungry.
What else do I have written down? Current plans. Oh, we already talked about that. Okay, so that's everything I have written down for orchestra. Do we want to get to the juicy bit?
Let's get to the juicy bit. Let's get to the Skulltalk bit. That's what I want
Let's
to
get
know.
to the Skulltalk bit. All right, I'm gonna let you start that off. What do you want to hear?
Well, I want to hear sort of what plans for your like next release is. Like not like album specifically, but like what's next for Skulltalk is my first question.
To be honest, I think maybe one more song in 2025. I think one more. I want to do a single pretty soon here.
Oh yeah.
I just don't have much of any talent right now. To be honest, I've barely made anything in the past couple months. I think the EP was it was really hard to put together. It was probably one of the most difficult projects I've had to make so far, even though it's so simple and easy. It's just I've been feeling so creatively stifled forever now. It's painful, but you know.
You sound like Nova. Nova was saying the
Yeah,
same stuff not long before he dropped Eden Eden.
yeah. I feel like me and Nova kind of always follow the same kind of path. I've noticed, like whatever Nova's doing, I'm probably about to do the same thing. Like I'm slightly behind Nova at all times.
Yeah.
Like we had the first album, which was just shit we've made for the past couple years put together into like a less coherent slop job. That was our first album, both me and him. Yeah, like our second album is like this big conceptual mortality piece. We both had that vibe.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yours is a little more abstract. I do like that the Telltale Heart is a little more abstract than Nova's. Like,
Abstract? What do you mean?
I think that it doesn't say what it wants to say directly, and it leaves it up to interpretation of sorts, and I think that is the coolest part of it.
This is fair. I guess yeah, I guess that's pretty much it, yeah.
But Nova's tells a sort of, oh my god, that's a fucking massive island. Look at that fucking island. Holy shit.
Jesus. Should I go over what the Telltale Heart is about, at least to me?
Absolutely, I would love to hear what it's about.
I think you've probably heard it, but I think I'd like to talk about it again, because the only time I've ever talked about it was with Nova in that one chat, and I've linked it all the time to, like, talk about it. I'm sure you've seen that. Here.
Yeah, I have seen it once or twice. Oh my god. Holy shit.
Yeah, so basically it's a soundtrack to an execution. It's this personification of feelings that I've felt growing up, a lot of like my adolescent years, I feel. Why is my spear not doing anything?
I can't run, I'm still
I'm
dying.
holding my spear and it's not doing anything.
That's fucked. I don't know why it's not working properly. This game is bugged. Do you have the seed for the pineapple?
No, I didn't get any.
You didn't get a pineapple seed? That's fucking cringe. Oh my god. To get on this island, we're gonna need a throwable anchor. Great news, I have a throwable anchor. We're gonna find a lot of food in here, by the way.
It's a soundtrack to an execution. It's a personification of feelings that I've had growing up, with like situations that I've been through. There's been a lot of things, and just the title, The Telltale Heart. I've never really explained why I called it that, and a lot of people have like genuinely said like, why is it called The Telltale Heart? Like, what does that have to do with anything? And let me just like say how I interpret The Telltale Heart, and you'll understand, okay?
Yeah.
So like the original story. So he lives with that old guy, and he just loses his fucking mind one night, and he just kills him.
Yeah,
and
he just kills him.
He villainizes this guy completely. Like the first page is just him saying how much he hates him and reasons why he hates him, and they're all just so nonsensical and crazy. So you have that idea of something that you're obsessed with in like a negative way, and just like you hate it, so you kill it. He kills it. And then, you know, he hides it up. He covers it up. He covers it in the floorboards. He tries to pretend it didn't happen. And when the police are there, but they're not there for the murder because they don't know. There's that whole sense of like seeing guilt manifest itself in things that don't actually align with what happened. The Telltale Heart, like the album that I wrote, is based off an essay I wrote about Deer Hit, which is the intro to Ghosts. I wrote an essay about Deer Hit, and I'm gonna pull it up right now and quickly like quote it. Where is it?
I think while we're on this peak, by the way, I think there's a vulture that comes and potentially drops shit on our heads, so I would watch out for the screech of a bird and get out of the way if that happens. I also found mangoes and a pineapple, so we have food. I'm going around to the other side of the island.
Here, I got it. Let me see. Conclusion. This is the conclusion I have. Our experiences affect each other as we go throughout our lives. Through our actions in these experiences or our traumas from others, we close off separate directions to future opportunities and narrow down our life path slowly. From birth, our minds are now naturally filled with optimism and courage, chasing these doors, and perhaps even getting exactly what we dreamed of. But our trauma acts more of like a fear of going off the trail we want. Things are shifted from our path as it changes our mindsets and goals, all with an emphasis of trying to move forward. We may lose sight of our past, feel uncertain and discouraged, but it is important to remember that we are only held back by guilt and fear as much as we let it. No matter what, you cannot change what has happened, but now you know better than to repeat your mistakes. That alone should give us the optimism and courage that we shouldn't have to experience that again, clearing our minds and setting us back down on our trails and staying true to our goals. So I view trauma as more of like the sense of direction in that metaphor of being trapped on like endless pathways. The trauma kind of forces your direction in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And,
I think that a lot of people would agree with that. I
So
resonate with that.
with the actual story, the Telltale Heart, the fact that there's like the cops and they're not there for any murder or anything, he's projecting his own guilt onto these officers, thinking that they know, and so he eventually just confesses. The character in the Telltale Heart, I tried to give the exact same vibe as the narrator in the story. If you can kind of like pick that up from like a lot of screaming, a lot of
Yeah.
just like voice crack.
I did sort
pain.
of get that idea because I studied the Telltale Heart for literature when I think in year 11 or 12 because we were doing a Gothic literature thing where we went over a bunch of that type of work, and that was one thing that I noticed. And when I saw the Telltale Heart, the album, I was like, oh my god, wait a fucking second. And I listened to it, and I sort of didn't get the connection at first, and then I went back and I looked at the Telltale Heart, like, the story. And I was like, I see it. I see that, like, that guilt-ridden sense of...
It's like a guilt-ridden psychosis character. Like, it's trying to be the exact same character as the one in the story, even if that's the fucking vulture.
Did you just get your shit rocked?
He's fucking chasing me right now.
Yeah, he'll only drop a rock on you, I think. If you go back to the boat, you'll be okay.
He fucking turned around and started bolting towards me, and I don't see him anymore. I hid under a rock, and I don't know where he went. Oh, he stopped following me. Okay. Yeah, so the Telltale Heart is supposed to have, like, that character that's the biggest connection between the story and like the album, is the character itself is based off of how the character in the Telltale Heart acts. And I actually made that essay I made was for English class, and I told my teacher about the album, and she loved it, but she didn't understand what the correlation between Deer Hit and the Telltale Heart was, and I don't think I was able to explain it to her. I think that's part of just like viewing art differently from everyone. It's just like I view it in more of in like a philosophical sense. Every story, like the Telltale Heart, is like like characterizing grief and that guilt of
and grief and guilt. Yeah,
grief and guilt. It characterizes it into like a psychosis character, and that's kind of like the main gist I got out of the story. So that's why I think they are the same. They're such a similar story, like they're. To most people, I don't think they would understand why I chose it like that, but to me it makes perfect sense. Like, that's just how I view literature, is just what they're trying to get to you to understand, and to me they kind of say the same thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's a soundtrack to an execution. So the character, he starts off in Ghosts with I don't want to do this. So he's being forced to do is that there's no actual evidence of him being forced to do this. Like in the Telltale Heart, the story, he only did it because he thought that the police were there to catch him, right? So he doesn't want to do it. Nobody's forcing him to do it, but he's starting off the list of grievances and things that bother him. So he's starting off with Ghosts, where he talks about how everything that he's ever done follows him around like a ghost. I shoulder this with me everywhere I go. Ghosts need to let me go. Like it presents it more of like as like a curse or just haunting in a way.
Yeah.
So he starts off really vague. Like that's the whole thing. He starts off vague, and then the further in the album you go, the more like honest and concise the ideas are. If you notice that, like it starts off
Yeah.
extremely vague. There's no specific story that's being told at the beginning, and then just slowly, this character starts to become more diluted and more insane. And as he does that, he starts to say more in general. So, oh, these are arrows. That's why I couldn't stat. Fuck.
Oh, okay, I see.
Fuck.
Oopsie, boopsie.
Okay.
Do you want some mangoes?
Yeah. Did you plant these?
No, they need a tree, mango tree thing. So,
Oh.
did I put that up the right way? No, I did not. That way, thanks. Oh shit, there's a bar over here.
So then in Hideous Heart, the two interludes are supposed to represent nighttime. So there's 3 days that happen in the Telltale Heart. Day 1 is Ghosts, and then the nighttime after that is Hideous Heart, where the character, like, before it happens, starts to understand what they're about to undertake. So there's no accountability if you die, basically. That's like the whole point of the song, is just like viewing accountability and how urgent it is. Fucking molested. Let's go.
Oh.
Fucking molested.
Yeah, that bird is not happy that we're anywhere near by right now.
Where is it? Where's Bird?
Over there, I can see it.
Oh,
He doesn't have a rock. It's okay.
Yeah, so then the nighttime in Hideous Heart, basically just going over the realization of how serious death is, and how you need to be able to... Is that a fucking boar?
Yeah, it was a ball.
That's pretty sick. I didn't see that when we were on the island. Yeah, you get the point. Just there's no accountability if you're dead. So he understands the urgency of in that moment. So the next one is White Elephant, which is kind of like basing it off of the elephant in the room. Like you know what, the main thing that people like attribute to you as like a mistake or things like that. So it is the elephant in the room, but it's also at the end it's like I'm the white elephant in the room. So in every store that you walk across or whatever I said, so it's not only in the sense of like this is what everyone knows, but there's way more to it that is between just like you and I in the sense. So that's like the first honest song in the whole album, where it just talks about, hey, this is what I want to get out first. This is my first statement. And then the second statement, what happens after White Elephant?
Is it If
Cocoon,
Only?
isn't it?
No, it's Cocoon, I think. It's Cocoon and then it's If Only, isn't it?
If Only is the last song.
If Only is the last song, yeah.
Cocoon is so yeah, Cocoon is about Skulltalk in general. There's like this sense of attaching yourself too much to artwork and just completely negating your life in general. There's this series of photographs that I learned about this story after Cocoon, so it's not inspiration at all. But I believe you may have heard of it. There was this photographer and his wife, and he always took photos of her. And then in all the photos, you can see her slowly get less and less happy because she realizes that he sees her more as a muse and less of his wife. So it's like, it's not that he loved me. That's not the reason he was taking photos of me. It's because he loved his camera and he knew I was beautiful in a sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the idea of Cocoon, where it's just like it becomes less about what I want to talk about and more of just I need to make music, and I'm taking advantage of myself to do that, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's Cocoon. And then Today I Woke Up is like it starts off I've gone insane, like straight up, like this character is off the deep end by now.
It's sort of the part of the story where he decides to, the guy in the Telltale Heart decides to kill the old man.
I would say this is more of the part where like obviously it's not a correlated story, they're not intended to be, but
Yeah.
I would say it's more of the part where he like talks to the police. I feel like the murder would have happened in like the first song, like in Ghosts.
True. That's true, yeah.
Even if Ghost isn't frantic, it's still, I feel like that kind of just makes sense to start there.
It makes sense because the murder wasn't frantic. The murder was very well planned in the story.
Yeah, I guess that's a fair point.
The frantic bit was the police interview where they came in because they were doing some sort of welfare check or something, weren't they?
Yeah, I believe it was a welfare check.
Because they heard
I think
because
it
the
was
neighbor
either like a welfare check or taxes. I don't remember.
I think the neighbor heard screaming and the neighbor called the police to do a welfare check.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
But they didn't know anything. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. So on Today I Woke Up, you got the whole like just like deeply personal, emotional letter to someone, and that's kind of the idea where it's just, what the fuck? This seagull just landed and started attacking our fucking fruit. I got him off, but Jesus.
Yeah, I'm trying to
What an
make
asshole.
I'm trying to make a scarecrow.
I think I can.
Okay, I can make it. I got it.
Start finishing. So yeah, Today I Woke Up. Yeah, just basic. You get the point already. Just frantic, getting slowly worse and less healthy with the obsessions, and I'm gonna get to Nina after. Nina's the moth.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get to that part after. So yeah, after Today I Woke Up, it's sauerkraut. This is the second night in the story. Do you know? Have you seen the animated the Lorax?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one scene where they take the Onceler's bed into the river?
Yes.
I'm gonna be so 100% honest with you. That is the only meaning of sauerkraut. Like, the only thing sauerkraut is supposed to be is that scene. Like, if I made a music video, it would literally just be re-recording that scene. It's the whole idea of the character being asleep, and it's very like hypnotic.
Being like carted away
if you get it
in your sleep.
Like, sauerkraut is hypnotic, if I could say it like that. And
Yeah.
the lyrics are very, very, very short and simple, which I interpret as like thinking in your sleep, like dreaming. So sauerkraut is, the character is asleep during sauerkraut, but is being transported to the airport. And in Hedgehog's Dilemma, the character is basically just being dragged through the airport and is just getting everything out because, like I said, no accountability if you're dead. So he's just lightning around. I gotta get all of this through. I gotta get all of this done because I know I'm about to die. And then this plane is going down with all of my lives. So then they all get on the plane and that's it. And then as he bleeds out, he sees the moths. That's when the moths show up.
And that's the significance of Nina.
Yeah, and that's when I'm gonna start talking about Nina. Nina is the moth on the cover. The reason she's there is, like, the moth was only brought up in If Only, and I made the... I'm gonna read the If Only poem, actually. Okay. I wonder if the moth reaches up to heaven when the lights go out across the world. So you have the moth being presented as, like, reaches up to heaven if there's nothing left for them down here. So if you have nothing left down here for you, that's like a form of suicide, you know? I wonder if the moth reaches up to heaven when the lights go out across the world. That's a metaphor for suicide. If there's nothing left for them down here, because obviously moths, simple-minded, you don't just chase lights. If the lights are out across the world, they'll reach up to heaven. That's a metaphor for suicide.
Yeah.
Souls with burdens seeking for redemption. The butterfly seems so cold. There's like this, you're always like raised to think that like butterflies are like the beautiful thing and then the moths are like the ugly thing. I kind of flipped that on its head in the sense of the butterfly seems so cold because the butterfly is actually like murderous. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
Like, the butterfly is kind of a fucking evil creature. But you also have to realize that moths are also really beautiful. But I think the reason they're viewed differently is because they're a night creature. That's my theory for why they're treated differently, despite being probably more beautiful than butterflies, is the fact that they're a night creature. So they symbolize, like,
generally can't be sort of trusted in a sense.
Yeah, like, completely. Like, it's just like that natural human instinct of, I don't understand this because I shouldn't be awake right now. I don't understand what I'm seeing. So I think that that's why we view moths like that. But anyway, Yeah, so the butterfly seems so cold. Souls with burden seeking for redemption. The moth is supposed to be the soul with a burden because if we're gonna view the moth like negatively, in a sense, then we're gonna. I gotta stop saying in a sense. If we're gonna view it like that, the moth being the yeah, I don't like moths. Yeah, yeah. If we're gonna view it like that, then what is the butterfly? The butterfly is just this basically the same creature except everyone likes it. Why? You know, if something is perfect, why care about it? You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, you're not gonna remember the great things that are happening in the world. You can't. You probably couldn't name 3 awesome things that are happening in the world right now. Well, you can name for hours and hours all the bad things that happen in the world.
Honestly, because there's just so much shit that's sort of happening, which doesn't really help. But you know,
And there's an equal amount of good things happening in the world, but you don't know about them.
because it's so easy to focus on the bad stuff, and everybody focuses on the
Exactly.
bad stuff anyway. So you kind of just go with the grain.
And there's also this in like the artist statement I put out that I noticed like you got like inspiration from. The artist statement.
Oh, I
specified
absolutely
that there were-
accidentally copied that shit so much.
No, don't worry. I think it's very necessary. I think having like a whole like written part is like really important to being understood. I feel even if you're not trying to like sway an interpretation, explain your feelings. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was my whole feeling. I didn't want it to explain the album. I wanted it to explain myself and how I view the album. So I wrote down that there is no glory to those that did not suffer and did not bleed. So if we're gonna view the moth negatively, then in that sense it is just the butterfly, except viewed negatively, and thus it has that glory, it has that dignity of, struggle.
Yeah.
It's like I would call the butterfly a nepo baby. It's born into a perfect situation and is never like
There's
seen
never
negatively.
there's never a shadow cast upon it, really.
Exactly, yeah.
If that's
So
how you want to view it.
the butterfly seems so cold. It must be so easily forgotten. Because good things that happen, you don't remember them. You don't remember good things.
Yeah.
Like,
You remember the bad that
genuinely
comes out of
think
it. You only remember good things
Exactly.
in real retrospect. You don't take it. You take it for granted. Honestly, a lot of the time,
Yeah.
we take the good things that happen in life for granted because it's easier to focus on the bad stuff.
yeah. So the butterfly seems so cold and must be so easily forgotten. And then the second half, beauty in the struggle, it's the hurt that heals. Resilience is shown through the scars you wear. Miss you, love you, and you won't be forgotten. I must be grateful, because stinging wounds mean I still feel. So it's kind of just like that acceptance of it kind of, I feel like reading that right now, I'm kind of realizing that kind of implies that maybe the character didn't die. So because originally I was thinking like this is like his last thoughts, but I feel like that last lyric kind of implies he survived, which I'm okay with thinking that, to be honest. Like I feel like that's an okay thing to just think, you know.
Oh shit! Wait, we just killed a shark.
Let me get him.
We got that shit. We got that shit. We got that shit for real. Now we have a moment of respite. I'm fucking not getting back on this goddamn boat. Okay.
Yeah. So, what was I saying? Yeah, viewing it like that, I feel like it's fine. I might even like start to think about that. It kind of makes it more of like a happy ending, I guess. So.
Well, it's not happy.
Which-
It's just a bit of a different way to look at things, I think,
Yeah,
which is good.
but
the
that's the album itself. This is where things get a little out of hand with Nina. So Nina is supposed to represent the moths in If Only, like how I was saying, like the moth is like a representation of burdens, souls with burdens. They're, it glorifies them in a way of like this is okay. Like I said, there's no glory to those that did not suffer, did not bleed. But there also is this like constant feeling of like imposter syndrome or wanting the bad things to happen to you. You know, like
yeah, sort of like
there's,
that's self-sabotage. That if you
I
listen
guess-
to Paper Kingdom, it's actually something I touch on in the opening. I talk about
Yeah.
a sense of self-sabotage, that bad things happen to me so that I have the fuel to create things that mean something to other people.
Yeah, exactly.
and that
Like
I almost foreshadow it, and I almost ask for it.
exactly. Like that's kind of the vibe of the Moss is of so Nova said something to me that I didn't really this wasn't like I never had any intentions. I've always said that this album I never really understood it until after I released it. Like it just kind of made sense in the back of my mind, but I never like comprehended it until after I finished it. But Nova said I viewed Nina the same way that the heart is viewed in the Telltale Heart. That Nina is what the character is obsessed with and wants basically.
Yeah.
So this character wants to be viewed in the way that the Moss are viewed. You know, like like I said, like there's no glory to those who did not bleed. So this character wants to think that
He has glory because he bled.
if I suffer, then my life is worth living. That's kind of the whole vibe,
Yeah.
which isn't true. You don't need to suffer to have a reason to live. That's ridiculous, but
It is a ridiculous notion, but it's one that
it's
resonate
something
with
that
a lot of people.
I feel like everyone deals with. Everyone kind of has that belief in them in some way. I feel. Because I certainly have that feeling. I feel like a bit of an imposter syndrome every time I make music. Because I'm like, what if people have gone through worse?
Yeah, you almost feel like you're not qualified to tell your own story because there's people that have had the same story happen to them, but worse in a sense.
Yeah. So Nina is like chasing that glorification of depression.
Yeah.
Nina is like, because like I feel like a lot of people who deal with like psychosis, depression, shit like that is like there's like this level of obsession to actually being that way that kind of keeps them that way, even if they don't intend it.
It's like, that reminds me of my sort of talking points, not literally talking points, but in This Is What I Deserve. I don't know if you
That's a really good
listened
song.
to
That's
it.
a really good song.
Yeah, but that was all about justifying like the anger and the pain that I was feeling into like in an attempt to make it less, but making it more in the end. A lot of this too, Shall Rot is about that, but it's also very much a rebirth story.
There's a lot of shit up here.
Yeah, there's like heaps of stuff up there. There's heaps of stuff down here as well. I'm trying to get all the minerals and stuff on the floor of this coral reef, but I keep getting molested by this fucking shark. Because it's back.
But I think that's pretty much it for what the Telltale Heart means.
Hmm.
I don't have much to say about I'm Human If You Say So. It was really just me trying to break ground on everything. I feel like if you break ground on everything, then when you actually try and make new things in the future, it's not an unfamiliar territory.
Yeah, you've got a starting point in a sense.
Yeah, like it's kind of just like starting everything I could become, you know? Every direction I could take, I've already done it once before. That's kind of the whole idea of I'm Human If You Say So.
Yeah, because I had to listen to I'm Human If You Say So a little while back, like one full listen through, because I've listened to I listened to My Self-Fulfilling Tragedy. That's one I also really relate to, and I think some of the inspiration for This Too Shall Rot, especially This Is What I Deserve, sort of comes from it.
Yeah.
That it's like I deserve this and I built it for myself.
Yeah, sure.
That's the sort of idea that I got from it. So I get that because I feel the same way that you do about If You Say So, about Paper Kingdom, even though it's more of a fleshed out storyline, because I've been working on it for like most of my teenage years. It's so much just about trying to break ground with what I want to make and how I want to make it.
Yeah.
And like making it mean something to me first and foremost, so that I can make things that mean things to other people.
Yeah, for sure. I do want to get my third album out before I turn 18, because a lot of the shit that I've written about it is like the death of childhood, basically. I do want it to be about that. I think as it stands right now, it doesn't stand at all, but the vision right now is just imagine that I'm Human If You Say So, but like a lot more cohesive and conceptual. So somewhere between the Telltale Heart and I'm Human If You Say So, but way closer to I'm Human If You Say So.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Far more conceptual,
You know,
far more about you than an abstract story.
yeah. Do you know Marina and the Diamonds?
No.
Okay.
I know
Well,
a
there's probably
poor amount of things in general.
well, anyway, it's this girl. She's a really good musician, but
Man.
like people will know. I'm just gonna say it briefly. That the new album kind of sounds a lot like Marina and the Diamonds. That's all I'll say, which is a crazy statement to come out of me if you know what my music sound like and if you know what Marina and the Diamonds sound like. There's like that's a crazy fucking comparison to make, but it'll make sense eventually. I promise you.
I honestly cannot wait to see what comes next, like from you especially. Let me
Yeah.
get rid of this.
Me too. I can't wait to see what comes for myself next. I just want it to exist, to be honest with you.
Honestly, look, the hardest part of doing anything is getting it started, I think. And
Yeah.
everyone in Orchestra has this fucking beautiful mentality of just working at shit. And I think that is the most beautiful thing ever. Because I've always had the notion that if you just try hard enough at something, it's gonna work out for you. Like, even if it looks like the odds are stacked well against you.
Yeah, for real. I think
It's why it's why I feel sort of so empowered. Like, I haven't listened. I'm gonna be the first to say, I haven't listened to a lot of Gabe Connolly's stuff, but I appreciate his just how he keeps going at it, and how he's not scared to, when he has made something and when he makes something better, admit that the thing that he made was fucking trash. Like compared to what he like.
Yeah, I think it's a really
next.
beautiful way to view it. It's definitely not how I would do it for sure. I have a very awful sense of perfectionism, but
Same.
the fact that he's able to like just like say put that out there because he thinks at one point he was proud of it, even if he isn't anymore. Like he always shits on his debut album a lot.
Yeah,
I think
do
it
see
was
a lot
fine.
of that.
I think it was a fine album, but it's just like the fact that he's able to just live with that is something I admire. Like if I'm not happy with something I used to make, I'd probably just take it down, to be honest. Which I think is just really admirable from him, to be honest.
I think a lot of it is media literacy for him. I think he sees a lot of things, and he's one of the younger orchestra members, so he's a bit more in a sense, impressionable with the ideas that he's bestowed with. And that gives him an edge when it comes to creating something meaningful from those ideas.
I think to me he's one of the most interesting members we have. Just like in the sense of like him being so young, and he kind of feels like he's growing up with orchestra in a sense.
Honestly,
like I know what it feels like to grow up in communities. Like I grew up in the People Playground community. If you've ever played that game,
yeah.
That was my friend group for a lot of like my teenage years. Like I joined that community when I was like 10 years old, and then I left when I was like 15 because like all my friends ended up being pedophiles. But yeah, just like being a part of that community, it kind of formed really who I am. Because all of the friends I have from that point were like workaholics. I've always been a workaholic just naturally because that's kind of how I was raised. But being able to like put that into creativity is something that I've only really seen from them, and that's kind of where I got it from. Because like there's that sense of workaholic, but it's like working an actual job, doing actual cleaning shit. But for me, that made me realize that you can be obsessed with creativity, and that was like the most important thing I got out of that community. And so I just really want to know like what Gabe sees. I just really want to experience what he experiences in Discord, in the orchestra Discord, because I know exactly what it feels like to be him, but I just don't know what it's like to be him in this server. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what it feels like to be in his position, but it's like you want to live vicariously through specifically this bit because you want to know what your creation looks to other people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I just genuinely think he's like one of my favorite people. Just like straight up, like just getting to like, he just reminds me of myself in so many ways.
he's
That's
also
just
just so
how
him.
I was when I was little.
Yeah.
That's how he's exactly who I was when I was little, and that's the whole thing. Do you ever listen to Helios before it
I
killed itself?
fucking loved Helios, dude. I loved
Dude, that
Helios.
shit was so good.
And I
Oh.
loved Holden as well, and it pisses me off so much that I can't have that shit in my playlists anymore, because I loved Smoker, and I loved fucking, oh my god, what was the other ones? Savages and all of that shit. It was all beautiful, and I loved the way that it sounded. Like, I wanted to be able to make music that sounds like that. I don't have the tools, the resources, or the know-how to do that, but that's the dream.
Yeah.
Like, my big thing is I want to be in a proper fucking band one day. I want to write my songs. I want to come up with some groovy fucking lead guitar that I can share with my bandmates, and they go, holy shit, that is fucking fire. I have this thing that I made the other week that sounds similar, that would work well. Like, let's put them together. I would love that. That is just the epitome of everything that would be awesome to me.
Yeah, for sure. Can I tell you a secret?
Yeah.
You can put this one in the video, though. This will be like an announcement.
This is a
I have
secret.
to tell you, but this is the announcement in a way. I started a band.
You started a dead set.
Yeah.
Like, on God.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you the name yet. That's just gonna come out. I think we're gonna like drop a cover. It's probably gonna be "Washing Machine Art" by Mitski.
Oh, fuck
But
yeah.
that'd be sick. But yeah, I'm the vocalist, and there's another girl who's also the vocalist. We've sung together a lot. And then we have a guitarist and a drummer, like normal bands do. But yeah, I've started a band and pretty fine, I'd say so far.
That is actually fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That is cool as.
So
Oh my, I can make
2026, we'll have a new band on the scene. I feel in Orchestra. I think for me, I care more about like making music and getting it out there than I do for playing it, which is kind of weird because I originally started for the sense of the reason I play guitar is to play it for others, and the whole thing is like I think making music and then playing it is like my whole vibe. You know, like a lot of people just like make the music and play it live and that's it, and like they don't release it or anything. It's just like, oh yeah, we're like a cover band and we have a couple originals that we play every night. But like that's with Lilac, like Holden's new band, Charlie's new band.
Yeah.
They have their own music. You just can't get it. It's
It's live exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one.
My dad always
actually
talks
knows.
about starting a band and like starting by just doing covers of stuff to get a name, but like work on your own shit in the background. And then this is a fucking massive island. Oh my god, look at this island we're going towards. Shit. Holy shit. Yeah, my dad always talks about like the best way to do it would be to start a band, do a cover band, do a really good job at being a cover band, and be a cover band of the genre that you're writing. And then just every set, slip one or two songs that you've written in. Just no introduction, just start playing it. And then people will go, what is that? And then they'll look you up, and then they'll see your stuff. And then they'll go, oh yeah, and then people will start putting you in playlists with other music that's like yours.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the idea that I'm going for.
That is the idea.
But yeah. Skulltalk band.
Skulltalk band. I definitely hold the opinion of my father in very high respect because he was in a band. He was in a cover band for like 20-something years. And I know that I don't always show it to him sometimes, but like I look up to that man. He's the whole reason I do music in the first place.
I think, to be honest, that's everything I wanted to cover.
All right. Well,
All
thank
right,
you.
yeah.
Thank you for being the first guest on the orchestra. Where is he? Thank you for being guest number 1 on the Orchestra Raft. I think it was very topical having the creator of Orchestra here for the very first, for the debut, if you will.
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to be back too. So
Absolutely. I would love to do a return episode where I bring back all the people after they've done like more stuff, brought new albums out. And we talk about the albums, and we talk about the music, and we talk about their next future plans. Like I'd love to do that with Nova, and I'd love to do that with K-Day Woo as well.
Dude, I would watch. I would eat that shit up too. By the way, I would watch every second of that.
Yeah. Thank you for coming onto the Orchestra Raft for the debut episode of Orchestra Raft. And for the audience that's here later, when I finish editing this, thank you for tuning in as well and watching this long ass video, which is going to be very long. Cheers, everyone, and have a good one.
Wait.
Buy my CDs. Link in description. That's all.
All right.